All right, man. All right, here we go. Really hope I'm being heard loud and clear. If not, then we're definitely gonna cancel this one. Man, what's up, gang? We're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk a little bit about what just happened tonight. What a fucking horrible way to lose, man. It's a horrible way to lose, and more or less that's fine. That's fine, Daniel. I'm not worried about whether you can see me, as long as you can hear me. Uh, but all right. So Packers, obviously, we saw the game. Everybody saw it on national TV. We fucking lost to the Eagles in a tough game, 34-27. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what's worse, losing this game the way we did on some Seattle, on some freaking Russell Wilson shit. With the Seattle Seahawks not throwing the ball, or at least not running the ball on the goal line, or the fact that it just happened in such an embarrassing way after watching how badly the offense tried to get us back into that game. Yeah, having Mike Daniels on the line would have definitely helped a lot. It would have definitely helped a lot. It would have helped a ton a lot, man, if we had him. And the Packers defensive line really needs to get some bigger bodies on that defensive front. Like, I like those guys on the outside, Preston and Darius, but they gotta get some big bodies in the middle, man. And Mike Penn definitely needs to stop running so much down package, especially now that teams are gonna really look at the tape. They're gonna really look at the tape and they're gonna see just how badly the Packers struggle to stop the run. So it's gonna get ugly real fast because I think the next game we got against the Cowboys. Come on, man. If we couldn't stop Jordan Howard, like nobody, Jordan Howard didn't have a single good game this whole season. And now, granted, it's only the fourth game of the season, but still, Jordan Howard wasn't doing much. And then we got to come out here. We got to make this dude look like a superstar again. Him and the other guy who ran the ball very goddamn well. I forgot his name at the moment. It would take our defense to do that, and that's kind of always been a problem with the Packers defense for so long. Is that so we'll just play a team and they'll have a guy that maybe has had not had the greatest game in the world or something like that, and all of a sudden they'll have a breakout game against us. It's happened so many goddamn times in the past. And you can't the level of frustration is at an all time high right now, man. Because and I definitely feel like right now Packers fans definitely need to be worried. You look at the offense. The offense, it would take the Eagles defense that wasn't very good. The offense actually had a fire lit for the majority of the game. And too bad we had to run this in some bad stops. Like my biggest problem right now with the offense is short yardage situations. Okay, having Jamal losing Jamal Williams on the start of the game hurts. You can tell losing him. Matt LaFleur gave up on the run game. You could just tell he gave up on it. All right, I mean, and those guys were doing terrible run blocking. They were absolutely horrible up front. They got their asses kicked, man. We completely lost the battle at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. You saw the defensive front was struggling to get pressure on Carson Wentz, and then on the other side, we couldn't create any lanes for Aaron Jones to run through. A lot of people would say that Aaron Jones, he shouldn't be our feature back and stuff like that. No, the guy's a great runner, man. We just gave him nowhere to run, nowhere. We gave him nowhere to run, and then when we were down on the 1 yard line, our last two possessions, we didn't run the ball once. Especially since and especially in the last possession when the Eagles don't have any more timeouts. So it's not like they can stop the clock. So why not just run? So why not just run the goddamn ball? We had two timeouts. I think it was what? It was second and goal or third and goal, one or two. Even the possession before that, man. Rodgers is forcing the ball up to Jimmy Graham, and Jimmy Graham all of a sudden he doesn't know that he has two hands that he can use to come down and catch the goddamn ball. Yeah, we got to face the Cowboys next, Daniel. You see, the Packers have given up 174 rushing yards per game in the last 3 weeks. Yeah, that is absolutely horrible, man. Yeah. If we don't get better at the run defense, man, it is going to be a tough season to continue going, especially if Devontae Adams went out with a toe injury. So that's just going to put a lot more pressure on the offense once again, and it just sucks, man. You look when you look at how much we wanted this team to get better on that side of the ball. It took this game to just really show that we're still not there yet. We're not there. And granted, I was one of the guys who I wasn't completely sold on the hype. I wasn't completely sold on it. I said that, hey, look, we had a couple of um, stretches where we were facing some very mediocre offensive teams. Mitch Trubisky and the Bears. As far as they're concerned right now, he's going to continue holding back that offense if he doesn't get it going a lot more. And it's for Mitch, he's a very he's very suspect at quarterback to say the least. That Bears defense is going to carry them throughout the season for sure. Imagine you gave Rodgers that type of caliber of defense. Those guys are animals from on every on every level. The secondary is all right. Defensive front are beasts. Imagine if we had that type of defense. You gave Rodgers that type of defense for at least one season. Man, and I guarantee there's a lot of Bears fans who are thinking that too, man. If they see, you guys who are on the website, you hear Bruce, he talks a lot about how much he doesn't want this Bears defense to get wasted, and I understand. Because you look at the Packers, what have we done the whole time since we had Aaron Rodgers? Completely waste him. Completely waste him. If anybody and you've been sub to my channel for a long time, man, I've made so many videos in the past where I had said that if we don't get better defensively at some point while Rodgers is still capable of playing at a high level, that we're gonna completely waste him. And that's what we're doing. God damn, just 174 yards per game. That is just ridiculous, bro. Oh boy. I say probably the best news is well, I wouldn't say the best news, but probably worse for me is the fact that I should have started Jordan Howard in my fantasy league, man, because I'm actually going up against Bruce this week, so I should have did that. Gosh. You was getting scared that he got injured when he fumbled the ball. Yeah, Rodgers is. Yeah. I'm sure you noticed it, Daniel, and there's probably some other guys out there who knows it too. Like when he's under pressure, he never does a good job securing the football. He really doesn't. If you look at Rodgers' entire career, he's fumbled the ball a lot inside the pocket, and that's usually because once the defense starts really collapsing on him, he doesn't secure the ball. He still has it out. Now I'll give him a pass on that situation because he had his eyes downfield. He was looking to throw the ball, but in most cases when he sees the blitz coming and he doesn't secure the football, and next thing you know, it's coming up. So Rodgers has always been terrible in that situation. He's never been really good at that. But as far again, as far as we're go, I think I said it best on my Twitter. Is that the defense is very opportunistic, meaning that if those guys are not creating turnovers, they're not getting interceptions, fumbles, etc., then it's going to be very easy to move the ball against those guys. You saw a glimpse of it when we were playing the Broncos. Joe Flacco, Kevin King had a horrible game against the Broncos. He played better tonight, but against the Broncos he was terrible. And it was that one play Joe Flacco overthrew his guy going towards the end zone. He was going towards the end zone, and if Joe Flacco would have just thrown a better ball, that would have been a touchdown. So it would take going up against bums like Joe Flacco and Kirk Cousins and a Mitch Trubisky, as I said, to make us look better than what we were. So do I still think this defense is just absolutely horrible? No, I don't think they were horrible. I just think we're just very opportunistic. And if the defense doesn't create those turnovers and it's not getting takeaways, then it creates a ton of problems for us on that side of the ball, and especially since we cannot stop the run. So I hope Mike Penn and those guys they look at the film these last you said last 3 games, right? Last 3 games, 174 plus yards on the ground. Who's that? Who's that one bum running? Who's that one bum running back that if I can recall that I forgot his name. You know what? I'm not even gonna try to remember his name. Even an old running back like Adrian Peterson. You see how Adrian Peterson for my Redskins. You know, people don't know I actually support my hometown team as well. But the Redskins, if we're giving up big chunks of yardage to guys like Jordan Howard, then imagine you just think we'll probably give up just as many yards to an old Adrian Peterson. And you know AP is always having good games against the Packers. And we play the Redskins. We play the Redskins later this season. How much you, bro? How much you bet that when we play the Redskins, I I'm I'm saying it right now. When we play the Redskins, Peterson is going to have at least 80 yards. At least he's going to have his best game of the season against the Packers. I just feel it. And then now we got to play the Cowboys next. That boy Ezekiel Elliott. That boy Ezekiel Elliott is gonna go for 200 yards, man. No, Daniel, I'm telling you, bro. You see how badly we're struggling to stop the run, man. I give AP at least 80 yards, at least 80. I'm not saying he's gonna go for 100. I give him at least 80. I say he goes at least 80 yards, man. 80 yards, bro. And yeah, the Redskins O line is shit. They don't have Trent Williams. They don't have Trent Williams, man. That sucks. They don't want to pay these. They want to pay guys. Yeah, it's really sometimes I feel bad for these athletes. I really do, especially these guys who are playing a dangerous sport like football, man. And you got a Pro Bowler like Trent Williams as one of your best tackles, and you don't pay him, man. That is just ridiculous. Well, you see, it is the Cowboys and the Lions who has no one game, man. Well, that's true. We'll just have to really focus on getting pressure on Stafford and stopping their passing attack. I think we got the Lions at home, right? Yeah. So we can't blow that one. We blew this game tonight, so we can't afford to lose our next home game against the Lions, especially since yeah, we better pray that he's not healthy, man. It's we're gonna be playing a lot of teams who can run the ball, man. Let's check out our rest our schedule for a second. And just for anybody that catches this live stream here or afterwards, man, thanks for checking it out, man. This is just instant raw reaction. Not too much analyzing going on. This is just raw reaction. I'll upload a more analyzing analysis later on today or tomorrow. This is just raw reaction. Okay, so all right, so we got the Cowboys next. Obviously, we're not going to stop Zeke, and then Lions, Raiders, at the Chiefs, Chargers, Panthers. So yeah, the best teams that we're gonna face after this were great at running the ball. Definitely Cowboys, the Panthers, the Vikings and the Giants. And Saquon Barkley just might be healthy enough to play by that time. By the time we get there, that was what offense. Let me see. Yeah, that's December 1st. So the refs sucked all day with the pass interference rules. Yeah, that we should have got that call to Marquez. We should have definitely got that call to Marquez. The other one, the other one, I tweeted out. I said I think Doug Peterson challenged the pass interference. I think that if they would have won that one, I would have been calling for that referee's head, man. because that was way more less blatant than the one that on Marquez. I was like, okay, they definitely should give us that one. Oh yeah, Melvin Gordon's back, man. So it's not going to get any better, bro, for run defense, unfortunately. And the thing is, some of those teams like the Chargers, if you want to stack up the line to stop the run, then you got a guy like Phillip Rivers who will kill you. So if we talking about a game that's not happening for weeks apart, but I'm just saying, like playing a team like the Chargers, you got Phillip Rivers back there who will eat you alive, man, and you give him time. And he has one of the best wide receivers in football through the ball too. So the defense would definitely have to choose whether they want to stop Melvin Gordon or Phillip Rivers. Honestly, I would choose to stop Phillip Rivers. That's probably one game. That's probably one game where I wouldn't even care if we gave up a lot of yards on the ground. I'll be more concerned about stopping Phillip Rivers. And you know what's funny about those pass interference challenges this season? Not many teams have really won them. Like, to be honest, at this point, it's just a waste of time. So if so many games this season where guys have been challenging for pass interference calls and really they don't really get any of it. And you really noticed it, man. Like they don't win. You don't win these pass interference challenges. I think I saw only one game. I think it was the Chiefs and Raiders where they actually won one. But other than that, most of the time these pass interference, you don't win these challenges, man. It's honestly just a waste of time. Yeah, the Lions beat the Eagles, bro. Well, the Lions beat the Eagles because their wide receivers couldn't catch. If their wide receivers could catch, they would have beat the Lions. And unlike us, the Lions are actually okay at special teams, which is another key point to the loss tonight. Forgot to talk about that. Mason Crosby kicking the ball out of bounds, and they give up that a big return before that. And we're just getting nothing out of punt returns, man. Like pretty much we're always getting pinned inside the 10-yard line or so every drive. But how about Rodgers though, man? He definitely turned back the clock tonight on that game as far as his escapability. I mean, I really felt like his escapability was definitely lost because we hadn't seen him really try to scramble and make a lot of plays on the run this season. But man, he definitely turned back the clock in that game, man. He was getting out. He was doing a great job escaping pressure, getting out of the pocket, making a lot of great throws on the run, just vintage Aaron Rodgers, man. Doing what Aaron Rodgers does. Geronimo and Marquez, they show flashes of being a number 2 target, but both those guys are very inconsistent. And plus, Rodgers doesn't look their way all the time. If Devontae can't go, now here's the good thing is that we get extra days off since we just played on Thursday. So if Devontae has a nagging toe injury, then hopefully he can go by the next game against the Cowboys, because the Cowboys defense is not good either. Our defense is terrible at stopping and run. Those guys can't stop the pass. They really can't. And honestly, the Dallas Cowboys, I'm not worried about their defense. I'm pretty confident Rodgers can throw all over them. And not having now, if we don't have Devontae, then we can be a little bit worried. But I trust Rodgers to make more of a play than their defense. It'll just be all about stopping Zeke on the other side. That's gonna be the key thing to the game. It's time. I really feel like when we play the Cowboys next, it's gonna be all about time possession. If we don't stop Zeke and get off the field, then it's gonna allow them to put together long drives and keep Rodgers on the sideline, because I completely trust Rodgers in the offense to throw on that Cowboys secondary. Yeah, it all depends if he catches the ball with 2 hands. Exactly. This dude's out there trying to make one-hand catches instead of just trying to secure the ball with one hand, like the one in the back of the end zone. If he had just gone up with 2 hands, he probably would have came down with it. But then again, why were we passing the ball so much? Why didn't we just run the goddamn ball? Aaron Jones struggled, yes. But one thing he hasn't struggled is picking up a touchdown on the goal line. 2 touchdowns against the Broncos last week. If we don't give him the ball, you damn right we got Malcolm Butler at the end. we're sitting here trying to be too pass happy and shit. We're trying way too goddamn hard to be so goddamn pass happy. We don't just run the damn ball once. You're not going to win football. You're not going to win football games like that. You are not going to win football games like that. It's not coming away with any points. The last 2 times we were in the goal line, on the 1-yard line. They couldn't stop us. They couldn't stop us, bro. That was just some terrible play calling at the end. They couldn't stop us. That's what made it even more frustrating with them. That's what makes the laws even more frustrating. They couldn't stop us, man. Aaron Rodgers was gunning it tonight. We had some shortcomings, yes, but overall he was gunning it tonight. We should have trusted the run game to pick us up a goddamn touchdown at the end on the goddamn goal line, man. We should have get, man. That got me fired up, bro. Just thinking about that again. That really got me fired up. Oh gosh, that really got me fired up, man. Just thinking about that. Man, I'm gonna wrap this up in a minute, man. But other than that, just no one could cover him. Davante, yeah, nobody could cover him, man. It's one of the reasons why we should have been feeding him the ball a lot more before tonight. remember that Bears game? I'm not sure you saw the GIF, but like that Bears game, when we played the Bears to start the season, they had like 3 guys covering Davante. And you might not know this, bro, but anybody, you and anybody else who might listen to this, you might not know. But I used to shit on Davante all the time. I used to shit on him all the time. Why? It was like after his rookie season, and he came into his sophomore year. He had a really bad year that season, and I was shitting all over his entire existence. I was making videos and I was saying off air, like, just bench his ass, put Jeff Janis in, fuck Davante, this guy's a scrub. Man, I was shitting all over him. I was shitting all over his existence, man, because he had such a bad year that year. I was shitting all over him because I had high expectations. How well he played his rookie year, I was like, oh man, he's definitely going to show up and be the number 2 next to Jordy Nelson. And he came out and he had such a bad year the next following year. I wanted nothing to do with him. And then now look what he's done after that. Becoming one of the best wide receivers in the league. Let me check my fantasy league real quick. As I mentioned, man, I completely missed points with Jordan Howard. I should have started him. So I'm going up against Bruce, and what Bruce is doing right now, he actually has the Packers defense starting, so he definitely didn't get any points from that game. he's probably giving a big middle finger to the Packers defense right now. The Packers defense had a shitty night. They didn't give him any points. But I missed 40. I could have got 45 points also, man, from Jordan Howard, along with 50 I got from Davante. I would have had a nice 95-5 lead on Bruce before even Sunday. He has the Packers D. Yeah, man, he made the change. He actually made the change. I think he signed the Packers defense, I think, like a couple of days ago. I meant to mention it actually on the Monday and Tuesday podcast. It just slipped my mind. But I saw that he had added us, and I can see why, because we were playing well up until that point. I think he actually has. I think he has at least about four defenses total on his team, which I didn't know you could have. I might waver because I have the Rams defense and Seattle's defense. The Rams defense has been giving me a ton of points. They've been playing well. Seattle not so much. This just that Seattle defense just ain't the same. That Seattle defense just ain't the same, man. So I might waive the Seattle defense eventually, go for somebody else. But I should mention on the VIP. Well, he's gonna be happy that we lost. So I really don't think he's tripping that much. Honestly, I really don't. He's more happy that we lost first and foremost. So even though our defense didn't give him any points, he's still happy that we lost. Don't let that be lost on you. But we're still first place in division though. We're still in first place since we beat the Vikings and the Bears. We're still in first place. The Lions had that one tie, so you got to call him out because he's embarrassed. He did mention that he wouldn't sign any Packers. So, but he's probably because he saw how many turnovers we were getting. Yeah, I don't blame him. I kind of before MG signed the Bears defense, I was actually gonna draft them myself because I had to pick before MG in the draft. I went after Russell Wilson first, and then my next plan was to get the Bears defense, but then I saw Keenan Allen still there. I was like, oh shit, I better get Keenan Allen. So I got Keenan Allen, and then that's what MG drafted the Bears defense. So unfortunately, I couldn't come back. I couldn't come back around and get them my next pick. You see the Bears beating the Vikings in time with the Packers. Well, as far as the Vikings go, man, I hate the Vikings, man. I don't want to see them doing nothing. Like the Bears are one thing. It's just I have a deep hatred for the Vikings, way more. I have a deep hatred for the Vikings way more than the Bears, man. And it's just mainly because the Vikings have been giving us more problems than the Bears over the last 20 years. I drafted Devontae. I got him. I think like how I drafted. I think I drafted Russell Wilson. That was my first pick. Then I got Devontae, my second pick. Yeah, I got him my second pick, and then I was going to go for the Bears defense, and then that's when I decided to grab Keenan Allen instead. Which I don't regret that too much because Keenan Allen has been beasting this year, so he's been giving plenty of points. But yeah, that was just the one mess up, screw up. That was just the one screw up in my plans. So Hicks, the Bears, yeah, he did walk away with that knee injury. Was it a tear or something, or just a bruise, something like that? See, his name is so similar to like Hakeem Nicks. Like, I get a lot of them confused. Hakeem Hicks, Hakeem Nicks. Like, try saying those two names back to back over and over. He's a game time decision. Okay. Well, well then more or less he'll probably be healthy by the time we play them again. We don't play the Bears until the end of the season. Again, to the end of the season. So yeah, don't you love it though? When every time the Bears do make a kick, they celebrate like they just won a Super Bowl. like like I understand that their kicker really screwed up, and it was the reason why they lost that wild card game to the Eagles. But goddamn, man, every time they make a kick now, they're just celebrating like they won a Super Bowl. It's like chill out. It's like chill out, all right? The kicker is doing his job. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's making a field goal. Man, now you got some Packers. Now you got some Packers fans calling for a pass interference on that last play. That honestly, that ball shouldn't have been thrown anyway. It really shouldn't have. Because we had our guy running the out route to the outside. I think Rodgers should have just held on the ball a little bit more and thrown to him. He really didn't have to force it in there, and it was just one of those rare Aaron Rodgers mistakes. Because with Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, he's not gonna make a whole lot of mistakes like that. That was his first interception this year, and he hasn't thrown one in I don't know how many games before this. He should have did a quarterback sneak. Well, the way he was scrambling, maybe. But I think that him and the rest of the team just lost faith in our O line, bro. They just were really bad on. Okay, so Devontae says he has a turf toe. He's getting it checked out tomorrow. He said the pain was so bad that he conducted his post game interview with his right shoe in his hand because he didn't even want to try to put it on. Oh gosh, Balaka's always getting hurt, man. Like I mean, I don't even. I'm telling you right now, I don't even care to even know what the update is with Brian Balaka because he's always getting hurt. He's always getting hurt. There's no reason why the Packers don't draft a right tackle next draft. They have. There's no excuse as the reason why they don't. They definitely should be looking to draft a tackle next draft. Brian Balaka is injury prone as hell. You got our boy David Bakhtiari out there playing on a bad back, but this guy's always getting hurt and is always getting knee injuries, fucking leg injuries, and foot injuries. Like Brian Balaka, man, he is always getting hurt. Uh, well, David Bakhtiari, he usually like breaks into his stance a little bit sooner before everybody else, just as soon as the ball hikes, because he and Rodgers have that sync that he just know he knows exactly when the ball is gonna get snapped, so he like breaks, he backs up to get set a little bit more faster than usual than most tackles. Is why he's been able to play so good. But yeah, he got caught. He's been getting caught a little bit on false starts. I don't want to shit on Bakhtiari too much. He's at the end of the day, he's still our best lineman. He's out there playing on a bad back and still has a better game than pretty much everybody on the line. Yeah, Rogers still has a long way to go, man. Like like he's number 9 overall as far as all time NFL passing touchdown leaders. I'm just looking at this. This is just a random stat. I'm just finding here on Instagram. He's number 9 overall with 343. He's still behind Eli Manning by 20 touchdowns. He should pass Eli because I don't see Eli starting another game again for the Giants. He should pass. He's 20 touchdowns behind Eli and Ben Roethlisberger. He should end his career at the very least somewhere around 450 passing touchdowns. I don't think he's ever going to get. I don't think he's ever going to reach the 500 mark. You can't spell elite without Eli. Yeah, that boy Eli Manning, man. Hey, you know what? It's still good for him, man, because he beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. Something that you just don't do. Jamal. Okay, so looking at Jamal Williams takes a lead. Yep. Obviously, he's gonna be out for a while with a concussion. There's no doubt about that. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up though, bro. Like I just want to give you guys instant raw reaction. I'm gonna upload a video later on with more better analysis on the game itself. I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna make sure I rewatch it on Game Pass before I make that video as well. But this is just a tough loss. No doubt about it. We needed to. I really wanted us to finish our 3 game home stretch all with W's. Oh my goodness gracious! All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. And anybody can subscribe to the channel. For anybody that's watching, anybody that watches this afterwards, this is your host Frank Nitty. I'm out. Peace.